fight, man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
All right, man, let's talk about Keith Thurman and Tsyzu. Apparently, the WBO failed to sanction the fight, so a title will not even be on the line. They're fighting therefore, they're fighting at 155 pounds. Now, Keith Thurman had a couple fights above the 140-pound limit. I think he fought Carlos Katana like at 152 pounds. He campaigned as an amateur as 152 pounds. So, for the most part, the WBO is mad at Keith Thurman. I know he made some disparaging comments about the WBO in the past as being claimed. But let's speak on it. Check out the Boxing News playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. So they're not going to sanction this fight. So, I mean, at the end of the day, Keith Thurman he basically, pulled out of the stay on this fight for a regular title, regular WBA title, which we don't count that as a real title. He moving up for a non-title fight. So now he moving up for a non-title fight, which, pretty much mean that even if he win, he won't even be a two division, title holder. So to me, I don't, usually financially they can make some things happen, but he probably wasn't even ranked too highly in the WBO rankings for them to justify, because he ain't fought in 2 years. So it was a hard time justifying sanctioning that fight over the #1 contender, who is Josh Kelly, a fighter from the UK. So for the most part, just let you know what direction PBC going in, man. Lubin said he had been training, never got a fight offer. So I don't know why Lubin didn't get the offer. Probably because they couldn't put it on pay-per-view. So they went with Keith Thurman where they could throw it on pay-per-view. And now, he can't even get a title shot out of it. And that's crazy to me. Is now he moving up in weight to fight Tsyzu in a non-title fight. Like, I don't even think that's a financial grab. I think this is a way for them. This is my opinion. This is a way for them to put Tsyzu on pay-per-view, so they can put him in another pay-per-view, possibly with Bud or Errol Spence down the line later this year. So for the most part, they using Keith Thurman's name to sell Tsyzu to pay-per-view. It'll be in Las Vegas. Tsyzu said he's done fighting in Australia. He's going to be campaigning in the U.S. from now on. So I wouldn't rule out him going back to Australia. But like I said before, this fight makes no sense. It's not to make Keith Thurman a two-weight division title holder. Is not pay-per-view worthy. Last time they said Keith Thurman fought on pay-per-view with Barrios and only did $30K reportedly. It just really makes no financial sense or no business sense in a way. Now, I don't know if there wasn't enough time to do Terrence Crawford and Tsyzu. They could have just threw that on pay-per-view and been done with it. Or Errol Spence still holding up with the rematch clause. We don't know. But for the most part, this is the way they kick off PBC on Amazon Prime. Just let you know what direction it's probably truly headed in. So, for, them to do all this, and this came out of left field. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably called the WBO, and the WBO was like, nah, we can't sanction it. They probably would have sanctioned the Lubin fight, because Lubin campaigned at 154 pounds. But, Keith Thurman going against one of the most active fighters left in the sport of boxing. He is one of the most inactive fighters. I think they said in the last 4.5 years, he only fought once or twice or something like that. So at the end of the day, if this is a cash out, I feel like he was better off just cashing out, versus Jerron Ennis or versus Theonis or something like that. I mean, Tsyzu just as is known, damn near, well, he might be a little bit more known than Jerron Ennis at this point, but this just don't make a whole bunch of sense. I feel that my neck hurting. I just feel like Keith Thurman probably feel he got to get it in where he got to get it in at. I just think that's what it is. I think he feel like he got to get it in where he got to get it in at. So, I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at Al Heyman, because guess what? Ain't nobody forcing me to speak on it. Ain't nobody forcing me to watch it. Ain't nobody forcing me to pay for it to go or pay to go to it. But just seemed like something they just threw together. A rush dinner, a rush lunch. They just threw some shit together and calling it dinner. That's pretty much what they did. They just threw some shit together. You know, and that's exactly what they did. They literally just threw something together. So, and then, you know, probably didn't run it by the WBO. They probably WBO sanction. They like, no, we ain't sanctioning. So you put a non-title fight on pay-per-view as the main event. They couldn't do no better. But you think about all the top fighters, how inactive they are. Who else they got left to throw in there? Come on, nobody. They literally got nothing left. A lot of they fighters is semi-retired from, you know, Jamal Charlo just ain't fought in 2 years. Jamil just fought first time last year in a year. You know, Leo Santa Cruz, when the last time you seen him fight? Gary Russell, when the last time you see him fight? You know, Errol Spence just had another eye surgery. Deontay Wilder signed with the Saudis. Come on, the only one that's fairly active is Gervonta Davis. Come on, man. When the last time you see some of these dudes compete? Stay on has been out a year. They ain't really got much left to speak on. They ain't really got much left to speak on. So, it's gonna get pretty interesting to see. Hold on. It's gonna get pretty interesting to see, you know, kind of where they headed at and where they going. You know, but you order this fight. You know what I'm saying? You order this fight, and and guess what? You don't even get a sanction. So we already know where this direction headed in with PBC on Prime, Amazon Prime or Prime Video, whatever it ain't going good. And stylistically wise, it ain't really a bad fight. You know, Keith can move. Keith, they was having a debate on Twitter who more talented, Keith or Errol or Keith or Tsyzu. And you know, Keith got hand speed, hooks, you know, good foot speed, and people see that as talent. You know, Tsyzu just really fundamental. Some people would say basic, come behind the high guard. You know, but you got one of the most active fighters in the sport, one versus one of the inactive fighters in the sport. We seen this movie with Foden. We seen this movie with Deontay Wilder. We seen this movie with, you know, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. People got mad at Terrence Crawford because he took a fight and stayed busy with David Ivanesian. And they tried to tear that fight down every which way. Oh, man, he really ain't getting 10 million. He really ain't doing this. And, oh, Avocado, he cheated. Look at his glove and all this shit. Whatever the man do was tore down. And Errol Spence wish he would have took a fight. That was a smart thing to do. I'm not going to let y'all hold me up for making money around Christmas time. I'm not going to make y'all make me and help y'all make me inactive. That ain't how we rocking. At all. So, like I continue to say, man, it's I just look like them shit they just threw together. All these fighters been sitting on the shelf, and the fighters that fight at the end of the year, they ain't accustomed to turning around that quick. So some shit they just had to throw it together. This some shit they just threw together. They probably was asking around who wanted to fight. You know, Lubin wasn't a big enough name to throw it on pay-per-view. They had to throw it on pay-per-view, and this what it is. At least if he would have went to Australia, they could have put it on Australia pay-per-view. I don't know what they expected from these pay-per-views. New platform. And what's the marketing gonna be like? We about 2.5 months away from this shit. So it's about to be the 8-week run real quick. So is it gonna be a Super Bowl ad run on there? I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably get some Aussie TV money. If they have some Aussie TV money, what Keith Thurman gonna eat off of? This is just some shit they threw together, unorganized organization. I'll say it again. It's another unorganized organization. It's your typical Negro business. Stereotypical Negro business. The customer service trash. The planning is trash. The product is a lot of times is not going to be what it could be. You know? But so be it. So, now they ripped the WBO and now it's biting Keith Thurman in the ass. But Keith Thurman say, at least we ain't got to pay sanction fees. I keep my money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when is the press conference going to be? When is the Amazon Prime formal press conference going to be? Is it going to be a docuseries? How they going to market it? What type of commercials and ads they going to run for it? You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't selling on Showtime, what's going to be different about Prime Video? You know what I'm saying? When you buy, you know, some some copper pans, you get one free PBC pay-per-view. Come on, man. With your Amazon 2-day shipping. Hilarious, man. But hey, check out the Box News playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.